Hello, it's Polish Paul VR, welcome to the channel. We are here today to talk about House of the Dead Remake. Ever since this channel started being an actual channel, many people, old and new subscribers, been saying how cool it would be if Sega brought their arcade games to VR. Sadly, that never happened, but yeah, it would be great. The best choice for everyone seemed to be the House of the Dead. Now here we are, getting closer, still not close enough though. What's happened is the House of the Dead Remake got upgrade for move and aim controller, so we're kind of getting closer to play this game in VR. Hopefully one day will happen, but I don't know, nothing announced so far. But what I did, I played it anyway, not in VR, on the flat, using my aim controller, so now I'm gonna review this baby. So House of the Dead, very dear to me, series that I played ages ago when I was a kid and I absolutely loved it. Back then I preferred Virtua Cop, believe it or not. Back now I prefer House of the Dead, but anyway. So yes, I played it, I liked it. The series kind of never released on consoles or anywhere else anymore. It's just been back then in late 90s, but finally Sega did a remake, well, contracted the other studio to do the remake. So they've done it, they released first on Switch, now it's out on consoles. A couple of weeks ago they released this patch which added move and aim controller support. For aim controller I had to invert the Y and X or Z axis, I don't know, both of them, all the axes is inverted. But apart from that, everything worked fine, apart from listen, now this is not VR and it shows how bad the drift on the PS camera is. By the way, you need PS4 camera, on PS5 it won't work, whatever. But anyway, the drift is bad. There is a button what you've been pressing all the time. That's to recenter the crosshair. And the other button you'll be pressing a lot, of course, is reload, and another button you'll be pressing a lot is fire. Now, because it's had this patch for aim, you can use the trigger, which is very nice, but it shows that actually aim controller is not very well suited for single-use rapid fire. Your finger will get very tired and you won't be able to shoot as fast as you want. You're gonna get like a stiff finger, injured finger. For me, you know, I'm a professional and very well qualified and experienced super professional actually finger banger, so I don't want to lose my livelihood. Thankfully you can press X for shooting as well, and that's kind of works better. I know it takes away from the premise of aim controller, but hey, whatever, if you play flat you have to make compromises everywhere because it's flat. Now let me talk a bit about this game. You've got 4 chapters, they're like 10 minutes long, so there's not a lot you might think. But of course it's an arcade game, so you have to, basically the meaning and the message of arcade games is to keep replaying them and be getting better and better. There is a horde mode as well, more enemies, nice. There is a local co-op, which is nice. There's plenty of different difficulty levels, which is alright. And just some different bits and bobs, like you can take few different paths every now and then. There is some scientists that you have to save, so you can try to do that, and of course you can try to be the best, and plus you've got multiple endings as well, depending on how well you did. So now let me talk a bit about the graphics department, which is lacking a lot. So it's got this vibe of the old House of the Dead game, the blotchy textures, kind of sometimes washed down colors, it's all here. The characters look terrible. The zombies, they are alright because they're zombies, and I like that they kind of design as this very B horror movie characters. The human characters, oh god, vomity, not very great, but who cares? It's House of the Dead. In the end of the day, what we hear is gameplay, and gameplay, I must say, is super awesome. For me, a person who's struggling now to play traditionally, flat games, to me, they bore me. So this one is just the right length and also a lot of entertainment. It's one of those games where the ship hit the fan straight away, so you're not waiting, you're not building into anything, you are a dude, you go in there and bam, there is plenty of zombies and you're killing them, and plenty of scientists who you're trying to save but ending up murdering by accident. The enemies, when you kill them, they very satisfyingly fall into bits, falling apart, because of course it's got very nice mesh system, so you can chop the limbs off, parts of the limbs, so that's all nice. Soundtracks, awesome, so that adds a lot. So yeah, all in all, you know, for a flat game, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a score in the end of the day, I must. So listen, I like House of the Dead, and I think if you're going to buy this game, you must like House of the Dead. If not, I don't know, get it on Switch or something less powerful, so you're not disappointed by what you see on screen. But saying that, you know, the graphics are not too offensive, they just kind of outdated. Gameplay wise is awesome, the developer nailed the feeling of House of the Dead, the arcadey vibes of this game, and you know, I can complain about the graphics, but when it comes to the art design itself, it's those brings those nostalgia memories, so that's nice. Now, I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10, and I must say, if that was in VR, I probably would give it 8.5 or something like that, but sadly it is not. But at least if you fancy playing it, you can play it with the aim controller. It cost 19 quid, which seems fair enough. Okay, big shout out to all the patrons, you are all awesome,